I'm Tina Burback from Greenland Garden Center, and today we'll be discussing the most common insect pests on indoor plants. The most common insect on the indoor houseplant that we get asked at Greenland Garden Center are fungus gnats. Fungus gnats are primarily found in houseplants where there has been excess water sitting in the soil. What we normally find is that you'll have adults which resemble fruit flies that you see hovering around some well-ripened bananas, hovering around the soil surface. They're easily disturbed when you do approach the plants, so you'll see them flitting about the soil area. What those adults are doing is laying eggs in the soil of your houseplants. Those eggs are then hatching and the larvae are actually feeding on your houseplant roots. Though they rarely do enough damage to kill your houseplant, they are a troublesome pest indoors. What we like to do is first insert what we call sticky sticks or sticky traps. These yellow pieces of paper are very sticky, and what they're done is put onto a stake, placed into your plant, and then the adults are attracted to that brightly colored paper. Once the adults are trapped, they can no longer lay eggs in the soil layer of your plants. You also may wish to treat the larvae that are trying to emerge from the soil. What we carry is a product called Schultz Fungus Gnat spray. This product is sprayed all over the foliage of the plant as well as on the soil surface. Another really great trick to controlling fungus gnats in your houseplants is to put a layer about a ½ inch thick of sand, and it can be just a fine decorative sand, on top of the soil surface. What that does is it prevents the adults from seeking out the humidity in the soil. It somewhat disguises that humid space, as the adults will only try to lay eggs where they find moist soil. And the very last tip is to ensure that you're not overwatering your indoor plants. So what you should always be doing is measuring up to the second knuckle of your hand before you water any of your plants. Place your finger entirely in the soil, and if it feels damp, then wait another couple of days before checking again if your plants need water. Another very common insect pest on indoor plants is the spider mite. Spider mites can be very hard to decipher on an indoor plant, primarily because they are so tiny. The fine webbing that you do see will not resemble the web of a regular spider at all. It'll be a very, very fine webbing that almost appears like dust, normally on the underside of a leaf. The first key to preventing spider mites in the home is to keep the humidity up. Spider mites thrive in a very dry environment, so if weekly you are either misting the plants or giving the plants a really nice shower in the sink and wetting down all the foliage all over the plant, that's your number one way to keep the spider mite population down or prevent an outbreak at all. If you do start to notice some spider mites on the undersides of your leaves, then you can use a couple of different products to control them. The first product we recommend is Safer's End-All. So this would be similar to many of the insecticidal soaps that Schultz puts out. The difference is that as spider mites actually aren't an insect, they are a mite, you need to use a product that will treat mites. This product, End-All, is an insecticide as well as a miticide, so it will work great on spider mites, aphids, whitefly, and many other indoor plant pests as well as outdoors. What you do with this product is just mix it with some water in a spritzer bottle, and you will spritz the foliage all on the top and on the bottom. Another very effective product is Dr. Doom House and Garden Insecticide Spray. The reason we really like this one for use on spider mites and other difficult to control indoor pests is that it does have a carrier, and what that means is that this product will actually be sprayed onto the foliage of a plant and hang around for up to 60 days on your plants. meaning that unlike other products like insecticidal soaps, you don't have to hit the tiny mite in order to take care of it. As long as that mite within the next 30 to 60 days travels the path of the chemical sprayed onto the plant, then it will control the population by killing the adults that have crawled across the chemical. As well, because this product is an aerosol, it's very easy to spray on the undersides of the leaves, where is often where the spider mites are lurking. With pump sprayers, it can be a little more difficult. So those are two very effective ways to treat spider mites in your home. Another popular insect pest of indoor tropical plants is the whitefly. A very popular insect as well in greenhouse crops. The whitefly is a powdery white insect that flits away, much the same as the fungus gnat, when you walk near plants and disturb plants. They'll often fly away in large clouds, so they're very easy to determine in the house or even in the greenhouse. The number one trick that we use in the greenhouse to control the whitefly populations are the sticky traps. They come in a yellow sticky trap for homes. Actually, we use blue in the greenhouse as well. What you do is stick these traps into the base of the plant. And with whiteflies, sometimes as they're quite an aggressive insect pest, you can also purchase larger cards that you may wish to hang above the plant, as the adults often like to be near the tips of the plants as opposed to the base like fungus gnats. These traps will trap the adults and prevent them from laying more eggs onto the foliage of the plants. So this will take care of the adults, but what you will want to do is use an insecticide to control any of the eggs or the young adults that may still be lurking on top of the plants. One of the most effective sprays for whitefly in the home on your tropical plants is the Dr. Doom House and Garden insecticide. The reason we like this one is, unlike insecticidal soaps, this will actually last on plants or persist for up to 60 days. So what that ensures is that if the adults have not been caught by the sticky traps, and if you haven't hit the adult with this spray, that the film that's left on the foliage of the plants will actually kill the insects as they crawl across and try to lay eggs once they've landed. This product is very easy to apply. As I said, the whiteflies do like to flit about and jump away, so they can be hard to spray with traditional sprays like insecticidal soap. The Dr. Doom House and Garden Spray does a very good job at effectively getting any adults that are on the top of the leaves, any eggs, as well as anything that is existing underneath the foliage. So I've left the most difficult indoor plant pests for last. The scale and the Mealy Bug are very hard to control, and the reason is that they both have a protective coating on their bodies that helps protect them from both predators and from insecticides. Mealy Bugs have a powdery white coating, and the scales has a very hard shell. We compare it to an armadillo. So controlling them is much like a two-point process. Both of them can be found on both the upper and the undersides of the leaves. And often, because they are so aggressive and reproduce quite quickly, by the time they're noticed by most people growing plants indoors, they actually have reproduced so much that there's quite a few to control. So you'll need to use two different products in order to control them. The first will be what we call a topical product, and that would be the House and Garden insecticide spray by Dr. Doom. What you'll do with this spray is you'll actually spray the surface of the leaves and the undersides of the leaves where you may see any scales or mealybugs. The good thing is that both insects are very visible to the naked eye, so you can see them quite easily in order to spray them. Then the other thing you will do is use a product called neem oil. Now this is a 100% organic product, and generally up until now neem oil has been used as a leaf shine product when people are maintaining indoor atriums and indoor plants. So what you'll do is this shiny oil that comes from the neem tree is applied to the tops and the undersides of the plant. And what that will do once sprayed on is it will actually on contact kill any scales or any mealybugs that are there, as well as eggs. And then we also carry a concentrate form that can be mixed with warm water and watered into the soil of the houseplants, and the houseplant will take that up, much like we would take up an antibiotic. And what that will do is it not only repels insects, but if insects choose to feed on the foliage of the plant, it will help control them as well. So those are some great tips for controlling insect pests indoors. For more information, visit all the rest of our tips at greenlandgarden.com.